Hello, dear students. In this video, we are going to discuss about writing student record to a file and reading from the file and displaying it on the screen. So let me switch off my video and continue. So when we are talking about writing student records, that means I'm going to write the student details to the file. Say every student has her roll number, name, and marks. So I wanted to write all these three details of every student to a file. So in that case, we'll have to create a structure student, get the input in the structure variable and write the structure variable to the file. Okay, so now let me share my screen and continue with the program. So when we are looking at the program, you can see here, I'm showing you the very base of the program and then we'll develop on this. Let me explain to you this one. So you can see here, I'm using exit. So I've included stdlib.h and as usual, this is for the input and output. Sorry. And here, just because I wanted to use hash define and show you the purpose of it, I've included that. So I've defined a constant file name. So the value for the file name is going to be this. So that is, this is the file where I'm going to write the student details. And from there, I'm going to read and display it on the screen. Okay. So wherever I wanted the file name, I will use this constant name. Okay. Because we have declared a constant using hash define. Fine. So as I said, we are going to enter the student details. So I've created a structure student which has a roll number, name, and marks. Okay. So what is my program going to do is it's going to add students. It's going to display all the student details. So I've created an infinite loop. Okay, this is the infinite loop. You know that while of one is true. So this loop is always true. The condition is always true. So this will not exit. Okay, so now this is going to be the infinite loop. Fine. So it enters the loop, prints this menu. It's a menu-driven program. It prints here 1 for add student, 2 for display all student details, 3 for exit. And then it asks the user's choice. What does this user want to do? Add student, then he has to enter 1. Display, enter 2. If he wants to come out, 3. Exit. Okay. So I'm getting the choice from the user using switch case. If choice is 1, I'll be adding the student. If choice is 2, display. If choice is 3, exit. So when I'm exiting, I'm just saying thank you, exiting from the program, and then I'm exiting. That's it. So I've used exit of 0. As I said, exit requires stdlib.h. So I've included stdlib.h. If the user gives something other than 1, 2, or 3, it will print enter 1, 2, or 3 because it comes to the default case. Fine. So when you see here, when choice is 1, we are going to add student. So I'm going to create a function add student. Okay. When choice is 2, I'm going to display all the students details. So this is the method I'm going to create. So in this program, the leftover is I'm going to create this method and this method. Fine. So let us try to write a function for add student. The function name is add student. So void add student. Okay. So now anytime I type the choice is 1, you're going to add students. You're going to add to the already existing one. So I will have to open the file in append mode because I'm going to add. Okay. So let me create a file pointer FP and open the file. Which file? This file. Okay. This is the file I'm going to open. In what mode? Append mode. And because I'm going to write in a binary file, I'm just giving B. B is for binary file. Okay, so append is for, A is for append, B is for appending in a binary file. So I'm opening this file as a binary file in append mode. Okay, fine. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check whether this file is opened properly. Okay, if the file is not opened, it's going to return null. So if FP is equal to null, in that case, the file is not opened properly. So let me print error opening file. Okay, error opening file. And then I'm just coming out, return. Return statement is just to exit from the function. Okay, otherwise, if the FP is not equal to null, it means the file is opened. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the student details and write it to the file. So for getting the student details, first step, let me create a structure variable student. Okay, now I'm going to get students' roll number, name, and marks. So printf, enter roll number, get the input for the roll number. Roll number is a integer. So percentage D ampersand S dot roll number. S is the structure variable. Okay, now similarly, enter name. Now, when I use scanf for getting the string from the user, you all know that it accepts only one word. There is also something which I'll show you now, through which I can get a line of text, one line. Okay, so scanf space percentage square brackets cat \n. Okay, S dot name. So here you can see it will accept the input till you press enter. Till then you can type any character. Okay, so it accepts one line of text. And here this space is very important because see, when I type this roll number, no, the user will be giving the roll number and then press enter. Now what happens is enter will go as an input for this name. So to avoid that, so whatever you type after roll number, that will be going. So when I press enter here after roll number, that enter will be used here. Otherwise, what happens? It will skip getting the name from the user. So the space is to ensure that any character which has been given after giving the input for roll number will be considered here, and then the name will be got properly. The next one is enter marks. Now it's a float. So scanf percentage F ampersand S dot marks. Fine. So I've got the student details, roll number, name, and marks in the variable S. S is a structure. Fine. Now I need to write this yes to the file. So F write off the reference to the variable ampersand S. So what is the size I'm going to write? Size of whatever the size of S. How many elements? Only one. To which file? FP. Okay, this is a file pointer. Fine, I've returned this to the file. Then let me close the file. So before closing, okay. So yeah, first let me close the file. It's always better you close the file once the work is done. Then just for us to print something, some message. So student record added successfully. Fine, that's it. So now this is my function for adding the student. So what happens here in adding the student? So opening the file in append mode, because I'm just going to continue adding students. If the file is not opened properly, it returns null. So it just prints error opening file. This return statement is just to exit from the function. So it doesn't bother about the remaining if the file is not opened properly. If the file is opened, you create a structure variable, get the students' details, S dot roll number, S dot name, and S dot marks. Write yes to this file and then close it. Fine. Now, the next is, this is for case 1. The case 2 is display students. So I'm going to write the function to display students. Okay, so for displaying student, I'm going to open the file in read. So file star fp equals f open. What file? That file name, no, which I've used in hash define. In read mode, it's a binary file. So RB. Okay, so again, I'm going to check if the file is opened properly. The same thing. Let me copy this and paste it here. Okay. Otherwise, if the file is opened properly, I'm going to read from the file. So, while fread is to read the structure from the file. So, whatever I read, I store it in this yes. So, reference to S. What is the size I'm going to read? How much of this size I'm going to read? Only one. From which file? FP. Okay. So, this fread will return, this fread function will return the number of elements it reads. So it reads one element, right? So it returns 1. Once it reaches end of file, it returns 0. Okay, so if it returns 1, as you know, all know, it's equal to true, right? So it becomes, this condition will be true. In that case, you have read from the file. If this returns 0, this condition becomes false. So it comes out of the while loop. So fread will return the number of elements it reads. Here I can see it's only 1 I'm going to read. So it returns 1 if there is a student detail to read. If it has reached end of file, it returns 0 because it's not reading any element. So if it returns 1, this loop will be, this condition will be true because 1 is true. If it returns 0, it is false. So it comes out of the while loop. So what happens? It's read the first record and stored in S. Now I'm going to print it. So printf roll number. Roll number is a integer. Then name, it's a string. Marks is a float. Then the next line. So let me go to the next line. Fine. So I'm going to print S dot roll number, then S dot name, S dot marks. Fine. So you can see here roll number is ROLL underscore N. So let me change this one. Fine. Okay. So you can see here, you open the file in reading. If the file is opened properly, this will not execute. If the file is not opened properly, it just prints error opening file and it returns. Now, if the file is opened properly, it comes here. It reads the first record. Okay. So if there is student record there, it returns 1. That's the number of elements it reads. So in that case, it becomes while of 1. So that is true. It prints the student records. Again, it goes back to the while loop, reads. If there is student record to read, again it returns 1. So the condition becomes true. It prints the student details. Now again it reads. If there is no element, say it has reached end of file, then this returns 0. That means this condition fails. So it comes out of the while loop. Okay, so this is our program. Let us save this program as eg.c. I have saved this as eg.c in the desktop. Okay, so now let us open the terminal and run this. gcc-oeg.c. Oh my God, just look at the errors here. So I can see here, all are there in the printf statement. Okay. Here, see, I closed it. That's the problem. And then here also, use of undeclared identifier S. Okay. So now we can see here, I'm using S, no? So I'll have to declare the structure variable. Okay. Then in the printf statement, I should not close it here, no? Only here at the end, I'm going to close it. Now let me clear the screen. Then execute again. Yeah, fine. That's running. EG. So it's asking you add student, display, and exit. So I'm going to give what? So let me add. So I will give 1. Press enter. Now I'm giving the roll number, name, then marks. Okay. Again, it says here it's added successfully. Again, it's asking. It's displaying you the menu. Again, I wanted to add. Let me give 1 or 2. Let me give 2 words. Okay, you know that? It will accept till I press enter. Then 80. Fine. So you can see here, student record added successfully. Now let me try to display the student details too. So you can see these students are displayed. So I have added 2 records. All the 2 records are being displayed. Now when I try to add, I'm pressing 1. Now we know that we have opened it in append mode. So what happens? My file pointer will move to the end of file. So let me add the next one. 103, Hemavati, 79. Now let me display it. You can see there are 3 records being displayed here. Fine. Now when I come out, 3 for exit. That's it. So you can see, thank you, exiting from the program. Okay. So this is how your program is going to work. Fine. So hope you have understood this. Have a great day. Thank you.